Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another fabulous guide on how to enhance your Total War experience. If you've been playing the older Total War titles lately, and by older, I mean Empire, Rome 2, Medieval 2, then you're probably noticing the dated graphics more often than not and wish there was a way to make the visuals more modern. If so, then you're in the right place. In this video, I'll be taking you through how to bring Rome 2 Total War, both campaign and battles, to be as visually appealing as possible, using a list of mods that I've recommended in other videos, as well as a third-party, completely legitimate graphics enhancement tool called ReShade. This is for new players who want to see how to do it and what a difference it makes, as well as veterans who would like to see what settings I use, as well as what combination of mods I use to get the most out of the Total War visual experience. I hope you enjoy the video, guys, and if you do, give it a like and subscribe to the channel to see more Total War news, guides, and gameplay videos. Let's get started. Rome 2 Total War graphically is pretty horrible. Everything is blurred out, characters are bland looking, grass and trees look like cardboard models that never got finished, and the water looks super ugly. With a few mods, some of this can be resolved, and as I mentioned before, I do run through them in other videos I've done, but for the purpose of getting your Rome 2 visuals as best as they can be right now, subscribe to the following mods on Steam to get a head start. You want to get Orbis Terrarium 2, which helps with all the foliage in campaign and battles, Orbis Aqua or Better Waters 3 for more realistic waters, HD Cities for cities that look a bit more refined and nicer looking, and Ancient Colors and AAA Generals for better looking soldiers and generals, or something similar. Next, you're going to get rid of borders and Tradelines because we don't really need them. So go ahead and download the blank borders and blank Tradelines mods. I mean, if you like them, keep them, but personally I find them a bit jarring with the map. With these, as you can see on the screen now, everything does look a bit better, but overall, visuals are still a bit weird, blurry, and not very immersive. This is where ReShade comes in. ReShade is a third-party application that gives you the tools to play around with your in-game graphics. Now be warned, some of this may hit your FPS and performance, but that's the balance you need to find when using a program like this: graphics versus performance and how much your rig can handle. So go ahead and click on the link below and scroll to the bottom of the home page until you see that download button and hit that. Program will download and it is completely safe, so don't worry about any antivirus messages. Once downloaded, you need to run the ReShade program and select a game you want to use the application for. So go in there and select Rome 2. Then, because Rome 2 runs on DirectX 11, you want to select that second option here that includes that. This will take you to the screen with lots of unchecked boxes. You want to check all of those and hit OK. With that, ReShade will now download all the files you've checked off, giving you all the tools available to play around with the in-game graphics. The only step left to do is go in-game and start playing around with those settings. So launch a campaign and you'll see this: bland, blurry, and uninspiring. Now I know a lot of you are going to say that, you should just play Attila, but Rome 2 is a fantastic game. After all these years, despite the rocky launch, when modded with things like Divide et Impera, it's absolutely worth it. So go ahead and definitely go through all of these things that we've gone through today to make the most of your game. Now I want you to hit that home button or print screen button to bring up the menu, and you'll first go through a short tutorial. It's a very short one, just go through that. What I want you to do is start looking at the list on your screen now, just playing around with some of these settings. There's a long list of settings to play around with here, guys, but all of this gives you the power to make Rome 2 the way you want it to look. For me, I've picked out the below settings that you can see at the top of the list here to address the key issues as I see it, which is its blurriness, it's bland, and it's lacking color, and the FX aren't that impressive really. So I picked out the following settings, guys. Have a read through them, try them out for yourself, but the HDRs add some color, the sharpen tools help get a good balance of sharpening objects and keeping some of the blur and bloom intact, while others help with the color correction entirely. I can't stress enough that this is totally up to you. All of these are going to be very subjective to the kind of rig that you have, but for the purpose of this video, I've gone through every setting here for me and I found that these are the most helpful and most useful for Rome 2. You might find some that do this a bit better, or that help with A and remove B. It's all up to you now, but if you want a good starting point, then try these settings to begin with. The end result speaks for itself, really. You go from vanilla Rome 2 visuals to modded and reshaded Rome 2, which, as you can see now, looks fantastic. It's really a whole new game and makes the experience so much better and immersive, in my opinion. Not only does campaign look good, but battles look good too, from how cities and villages look to how trees and units look as well. As always, the only hit you will take is FPS, but this is manageable by playing around with the in-game settings, so I would recommend bringing your brightness and gamma to 21 and 14 respectively, and turning down water and shadows especially if you're seeing a big FPS drop. There are also patches available in the workshop, including a performance patch for Dividend Impera if you're playing that, so have a look at those to make the most out of the FPS in the game. Otherwise, you can also take a look at your graphics card settings, whether you're on AMD or Nvidia, and definitely make sure everything is up to date and background processes aren't hindering your system. Finally guys, ReShade is a tool you can use to enhance older games as well, from Shogun all the way to Empire or Napoleon, so definitely try it out for those as well if you're playing them. There's a long list that you can play around and apply to those games as well, which do work, so give it a try on those as well. If you would like to see a tutorial on how to use it for Empire or Medieval 2 for example, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know if that's a good idea. That's it for today guys. I really hope you give this a try and find that perfect sweet spot for visual greatness and manageable performance. I hope this has been helpful and you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a like and subscribe to the channel as well to see more, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching guys, and see you next time.